The challenge that we're trying to solve with the Timeraiser is that we know that people our age don't have the time and they don't feel like they know where to turn in order to find relevant and meaningful volunteer opportunities to fit their lifestyle.
Probably the biggest thing that stops people our age volunteering is just finding the time and the commitment to do it. And that all starts with just finding a great placement that matches your skill set. I think people don't realize that there's a lot of different ways that you can volunteer.
We sat down years ago and tried to figure out, well, how could we make it really easy to make it accessible to meet with organizations who really wanted to engage them by using their skills.
Organizations need time as much as they need money. It's hard to get volunteers that are really dedicated to come out for a particular number of hours. The minimum for the Timeraiser event is 20 hours. If we can get 20 hours or more hours and get high quality volunteers, then that's a big benefit for us.
That was really the theory and premise behind the Timeraiser, how to better bring causes to people and people to causes. The night of the Timeraiser, you have a chance to walk around from agency booth to agency booth, figure out who you want to volunteer with. Once you've confirmed who you want to volunteer with, you then become eligible to bid on artwork.
And so the auction was interesting. We have about an hour to actually bid on all the art.
The real twist to the art bidding is rather than bidding in money, you bid in volunteer time.
Kind of confusing at first when it comes to like people are actually bidding hours instead of money. Something that it's it's a different way of thinking.
And so it was me and a few other people standing around this piece of art, and I would write my name with an hour, and then somebody would write their name and try to outbid me. And I think it was down to the last 15 seconds. I just snuck in there, wrote my name down, put down 105 hours at that point, and at that point time ran out, and so I got that piece of art. So it was great. It was probably intense at the end, but it was pretty good.
So if you have a winning bid of, say, 120 hours, you have 12 months to complete the pledge with the agency you just met with, and once you finish the pledge, you get to bring the artwork home as a reminder of your goodwill. All of the artwork that's on display, none of the artists have donated their work, that we've paid them fair market value for it, so we're very happy and pleased to say that we've invested over $150,000 in the careers of emerging Canadian artists.
Just when we talk to almost every single emerging artist that's out there, they always get asked to donate, they always get asked to donate, they always get asked to donate. So we really want to hang our hat on, this helps invest in creative people who are able to do things that really excite people our age. So investing in their careers is critical to the math.
I guess as an artist in general, you kind of want your work to be appreciated, to be recognized, kind of have a life of its own. It's great that they've paid me to be sort of a value to put on my work. That value is then carried over into the person that is volunteering their time to then work in the community. So I'm not sort of solely benefiting. You're bringing together all these different layers of the community, of the artist's world, and making it into an image, like a complete image. So it's like layer by layer, and ideas get formed, right? And images get produced.
We are about to head to pick up a 24-foot panel van. This panel van is going to be big enough to hold all of the supplies that we have for tomorrow's setup. So all of the panels that we use to display the art, the lights, the extension cords, the painting supplies, and of course, last but not least, all of the artwork itself. My instincts have always been that this would resonate across Canada in places where there are lots of artists, young demographic, people who are busy in their work lives but also want to see another type of fulfillment in their personal lives. And it was just absolute instinct that, you know, if we put these on, people will come. The way Framework is making the Timeraiser scalable is by sharing everything that we've learned and sharing everything about how to run a Timeraiser with anyone from any city across Canada, and making it very accessible and very easy to understand.
From the very beginning, we had this dream of growing nationally.
We're flying in people from across Canada who expressed an interest in running Timeraisers. We're going to show them how it's done, and hopefully it's going to help them go back to Vancouver, to Calgary, to Ottawa, to Winnipeg, so these can run very smoothly down the road. So they can see some of the specifics on, even, I'll show you later, how we wrap the electrical cords for all of the gooseneck lights. There's a method to how that wiring gets done. So if everyone who is in from out of town can see that, that's what allows this dissemination to happen. So then it's less about what's in my head and it becomes everybody's.
Anil was the original, along with his buddies, that came up with the idea in the first place. And now he's got to pass the torch because he can't be in every city at once. If we grow this event like we want to be in 10 cities by 2010, he's not going to be able to spread himself that thin, and hopefully he'll be able to build those champions in other cities, or have people that have worked with him year after year to go into those cities and build champions so that they get it.
All right, I think everyone's here now, so I think we'll try to get started. We'll just quickly go around the room and then say your name and where you're from, because again, we have folks in from all across Canada. So we'll start with you.
I'm Mel, and I worked with the Timeraiser for 2007, the Calgary and Toronto Timeraisers.
I'm Melissa, I'm from Ottawa. Katie, I'm from Calgary.
Stu, I'm here from Calgary. My name's Omar, I'm from Vancouver. First Timeraiser experience.
I'm Shirley, I'm from Vancouver, and we're bringing the Timeraiser to Vancouver this September.
You can engage a team of people like this if you give them the tools, like showing up and having all the tools available. The map, the Rubbermaids, the cloth, I mean, it just makes it so easy.
Because people just get into the spirit of this, and once they experience one Timeraiser, they want to experience them all.
Clearly this is a well-oiled machine, a Timeraiser, and it's just a matter of bringing them to new cities, and I think we've got a great model that just works.
Right now, are 40 days away from our third Calgary Timeraiser, so we're busy at the office preparing for that. And we're also planning our first Vancouver and first Ottawa Timeraiser in 2008. So this is two new Timeraisers on top of the initial two that we have been doing in Toronto, Calgary. And by midsummer, we'll plan our fifth city, and we'll also have a plan to roll out to our other three. So it's quite a big moment in our growth, going from, again, essentially just Toronto, a little bit of Calgary, 2 other cities, and 8 by 2010.